Hyran gazed sadly at her only daughter, who was lost in thought on the terrace of their home. Once again, her daughter seemed lost in her own world. Ever since her husband unilaterally decided to arrange her daughter's marriage to one of the young mafia masters in Seoul, Yin had suddenly become more withdrawn and solitary. Her name is Park Yin. She was born to Jae and Hyran. Jae is one of the prominent members of the mafia world in Korea. He works under the mafia organization led by Jungkook, a feared mafia boss. The first time Jungkook accidentally saw Yin at a dinner party, he immediately fell in love. The girl was too beautiful to pass up. Without hesitation, Jungkook asked Jae to release Yin to him. He wanted to marry Yin right away. Jae obediently complied with his boss's request, without further consultation with Yin. Their wedding was scheduled to take place in a week. Don't you want to reconsider your decision? Stop talking nonsense. I can't refuse my boss's request. But don't you think about Yin's feelings? Our daughter is distressed by this arranged marriage. Hyran pleaded, hoping her husband would change his mind. She couldn't bear to see Yin suffer any further. To hell with feelings. For me, my safety comes first. I could be killed by Jungkook and his father if I dared to refuse. Are you not satisfied with tormenting her all this time, Jae? Where is your conscience as a father? Hyran's voice rose. She was already crying. How unfortunate her daughter's fate was. She never received her father's love properly. And foolishly, Hyran couldn't do anything to save Yin. Her husband was so stubborn. Enough, Hyran. She's grown up now. She'll surely handle her own problems later. What matters now is that we prepare the wedding party properly. I don't want to embarrass myself in front of my boss and friends. Jae walked away, leaving Hyran crying with guilt. Forgive me, Yin. I hope after marriage, you'll find happiness. Yin sat in front of her vanity table. Her face was already beautifully made up, making her look even more captivating. Yin smiled wistfully as she gazed at her reflection in the mirror. This should have been a happy moment felt by every couple about to get married, but not for Yin. She took deep breaths several times to ease the tightness in her chest. She didn't want to cry and ruin the meticulous makeup framing her face. Hyran entered, approached, and immediately embraced her daughter. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I couldn't do anything. Hyran cried, feeling inadequate as a parent. It's okay, Mom. Don't cry. Yin rubbed her mother's back, trying to comfort the sobbing woman. Yin was indeed sad, but she didn't want to see her mother like this. Yin released their embrace. Mom, don't worry. Just pray that I'll always be okay. Yin still tried to smile. Hyran was touched to see her daughter facing this problem with such strength. No, her daughter had always been a strong and remarkable girl. Hyran was proud of her. You're right. May Jungkook be your path to happiness. Now, is my beautiful daughter ready to come down? The leading lady is eagerly awaited by many people. Hyran said cheerfully, not wanting to spoil this precious moment with endless tears. Of course, I'm ready. The ballroom of the hotel was beautifully decorated. Various types of flowers and lights were arranged in such a way that it left people in awe. Various kinds of food were ready to welcome the arriving guests. For a moment, Yin forgot her nervousness. She was amazed by the wedding decorations. Jungkook's taste was truly exceptional. The wedding was attended by many guests, with most of the men wearing black suits and many guards stationed at every corner of the ballroom to ensure the smooth running of the wedding. The wedding reception proceeded smoothly. According to Jungkook, Yin looked absolutely perfect. Her wedding gown accentuated her beautiful figure, leaving Jungkook mesmerized. Her thin red lips made Jungkook swallow repeatedly. Jungkook's hand never left Yin's waist, as if to signify unequivocally that this beautiful girl belonged to him. Jungkook never thought he could fall in love and get married so quickly. Before, he didn't believe in love. His life was only about the mafia organization he led. Until he met Yin, he felt an unusual heartbeat. He wanted to make Yin his right away. Beside him, Yin simply looked down. Jungkook's intense gaze made her afraid. Yin admitted that Jungkook was the most handsome man she had ever met, but the firm aura of his character couldn't be denied. The wedding ceremony had ended. Jungkook gently held Yin's hand, leading her toward their room. Yin simply complied. His is our room. There are plenty of clothes there that you can use. I've already bought all your necessities. Yin looked around, surveying their room. You should rest first. I'll be downstairs. Yin nodded. Jungkook gave Yin a brief kiss on the lips before leaving the room, startling Yin. Jungkook wanted to give Yin some space, as she seemed to still be in shock from the wedding. Yin collapsed onto the bed. So my new life begins? 1 hour later, Jungkook entered the bedroom and found Yin standing by the window, lost in thought. Her face looked even more beautiful without makeup, but her beautiful eyes looked melancholic. Jungkook approached her, standing beside Yin. "What are you thinking about?" Nothing." "Are you still not willing to accept me? Does my answer matter?" Yin replied without facing Jungkook, as if she didn't want to look at her husband. Jungkook growled irritably. This was the first time someone had spoken to Jungkook in such a tone. He was used to being respected. Yin's attitude pricked his ego. Jungkook grabbed Yin's hand, gently pushing her body against the wall. Jungkook was still trying to control his emotions. He didn't want to lose control of his wife. Jungkook's hands were on either side of Yin and closing her. "Now I'm your husband. Look me in the eyes when I'm talking to you." Jungkook spoke in a low but intimidating voice, making Yin's body start to tremble, but she still kept her head down. "Yin, look at me." Jungkook lifted her chin, making their eyes meet. "Do you understand now?" Yin just nodded. Jungkook could see the fear in those beautiful eyes, tears welling up in the corners. Their faces were very close, just a few inches apart. Jungkook gazed intensely at those rosy lips, his masculine hormones raging as an adult male. He wanted so badly to feel those lips. Jungkook then leaned in closer, tilting his head, but Yin's body's response made Jungkook stop. Her body was trembling violently, her eyes closed. For some reason, seeing this made Jungkook's heart ache. He couldn't bear to see his beloved wife afraid of him. Jungkook finally embraced Yin, murmuring apologies even though he didn't know where he went wrong. Was it a crime to want to kiss his own wife? He guided Yin to bed, covering her shivering body with a blanket. Jungkook looked at her with a puzzled expression. What was wrong with his wife? Tonight should have been spent enjoying a long and pleasant night with Yin, but seeing her like this, it was impossible for him to do so. Although he had just met Yin, he already felt a deep affection for her. Yin woke up in the morning, but she didn't find Jungkook beside her. She then remembered the events of last night. Yin felt guilty towards Jungkook, but her body's response couldn't be denied. She still couldn't get too close to the opposite sex, let alone touch them. Nevertheless, Yin was determined to try to be a good wife to him. After getting ready, Yin went downstairs, planning to make breakfast for her husband. "Good morning." "Good morning, ma'am. Did you sleep well last night?" The maid glanced mischievously, perhaps assuming something had happened between her and Jungkook. "Yes, I did. I want to prepare breakfast for my husband." "No, ma'am, you shouldn't. It's better for you to wait at the dining table. Don't let the master see you helping here. He might get angry. Besides, it's almost done." Yin nodded weakly. Although she wanted to help with cooking, she enjoyed cooking. "And where's my husband now?" "It seems the master is out jogging, ma'am. Just wait here. He'll be back soon." Yin sat at the dining table. She looked around, and shortly after, she saw Jungkook coming in, sweating. His sportswear made Jungkook look very handsome in his own way. Yin was momentarily stunned before she averted her gaze. Jungkook, who briefly caught sight of Yin, just chuckled softly before heading to the room to clean up. They had breakfast calmly. Occasionally, Jungkook glanced at Yin in front of him, seeing the woman looking fine after being scared last night. Yin, feeling observed, looked up. "What's up?" "Nothing." "Why are you looking at me like that?" "I just wanted to see my wife in the morning. Is that wrong?" Jungkook's answer made Yin blush. She then lowered her head and quickly finished her food. Jungkook didn't want to discuss last night. He didn't want to make her uncomfortable. "I'll be back late tonight. You stay home. Many guards will watch over you." Jungkook, can I go to the bookstore? I want to buy some books to keep me company at home." Jungkook raised an eyebrow, not expecting that Yin actually liked reading. "You may, but you still have to be escorted. You know my position, right? So you have to be very careful, especially when you're outside. I don't want my enemies and business rivals to use you against me." "Huh? Can it be like that?" "Of course. That's what I'm worried about. Which is why you must remain guarded by the guards." Yin nodded. Jungkook handed her a black card she could use for shopping before he stepped out. Yin accepted it happily. Jungkook wasn't that bad. A month had passed since Yin and Jungkook got married. During that time, Jungkook hadn't touched Yin. It wasn't because Jungkook didn't want to. In fact, he desperately wanted to be close to and touch Yin as any normal man would. But how could Jungkook touch her when she trembled with fear just at his approach? Because Jungkook loved Yin deeply, he didn't want to force her or hurt her. Was he that intimidating? But Jungkook didn't think so. Yin remained her usual self, often engaging Jungkook in conversation, eating together, and even sleeping together. Although Jungkook would silently hold her once Yin had fallen asleep, he became curious. What was really going on with his beautiful wife? That morning, Yin woke up to find Jungkook absent from beside her, as usual. As she headed downstairs to prepare breakfast, she heard loud voices from below. Yin stepped out of the door and quickly descended the stairs, then rushed outside the house. Before she could take her last step, Yin's body tensed up. There, she saw Jungkook berating his subordinates with evident anger. "Why are you all so incompetent? You can't even catch that jerk properly." Jungkook struck each of his subordinates until they fell. This sight caused Yin to cover her mouth, her body trembling violently. "Tomorrow, I better receive reports that your work is successful, or else you'll all be finished." Jungkook turned around and was shocked to see Yin standing there. Yin ran back into the house and headed straight for the bedroom, tears streaming down her face. Jungkook immediately followed her. Jungkook quickly stopped the door before Yin could close it. Yin ran and crouched in the corner of the room. She covered her ears with both hands, crying and trembling. "Go away, don't come near me. Baby, listen to me." Jungkook approached cautiously, speaking as gently as possible. "No, please don't do this to me." Yin continued to ramble incoherently, shutting her eyes tightly as she cried. Jungkook flinched at Yin's cries, feeling his heartache at her distress. With determination, Jungkook approached and embraced her tightly, soothing her with his words. Despite her continued struggles and hitting his chest, her blows weakened, and she eventually fainted in Jungkook's arms. Jungkook laid her on the bed, covered her with a blanket, and gently kissed her forehead. "What happened to you, Yin?" This time, Jungkook had to find out. After Yin calmed down and fell into a deep sleep, Jungkook planned to visit his in-laws' house. He needed to find answers to Yin's strange behavior lately. Jungkook quickly arrived at his in-laws' house. Only Hyerin was home, as Jae was on a mission. Jungkook listened to Hyerin's story attentively. Since long ago, Yin has been mistreated by Jae. She was often scolded and even hit over trivial matters. Jae wanted a son. When Yin was born, Jae still showed affection for her because he hoped I could get pregnant again and have a son. But then, because I didn't get pregnant again even when Yin reached her teenage years, Jae took me to see a gynecologist. The doctor said I couldn't get pregnant again because my uterus was weak. Since then, Jae treated Yin harshly. He blamed Yin for being born as a girl. I felt like a failed mother because I couldn't do anything. Until now, Yin has experienced trauma because of that. She's often afraid of being near men, especially witnessing shouting and hitting. She's afraid that men will treat her badly like her father did. Hyerin ended her story with sobs. Jungkook clenched his fists to contain his anger. He wanted to be angry, but that happened before he even knew Yin. So Jungkook had no right to be angry at her father because at that time, Yin wasn't his wife yet. His task now was to protect her and help her heal from her past trauma. Upon receiving the information that Yin had regained consciousness, Jungkook hurried home. He saw Yin sitting calmly on the bed, her eyes staring blankly out the glass window. Jungkook had also brought a doctor, and the doctor said that based on the examination results, her condition was stable enough after being given sedatives. Jungkook approached her cautiously. "Hi, wifey. How are you feeling?" "I'm feeling better now. I'm sorry you had to see me like that earlier. I didn't mean to." "Shh, it's okay. I'm not angry at all. I'm sorry I scared you. I was just a little angry because my subordinates weren't doing their jobs properly. Usually, I don't lose control like that. I shouldn't have been curious and quietly come there. How about we go on a date tomorrow? Since we got married, we haven't been on a date yet, right?" Her eyes lit up slightly, a sign that she responded well to his invitation, making him smile happily. "Sure. Where do you want to go? I'm so bored just staying at home." Yin suddenly became excited, making him amused by the change in her attitude. "Anywhere you want." Jungkook plans to make Yin no longer afraid of him. He must be able to erase the trauma within Yin. He wants to show that he will not behave like his father. For the past few days, Jungkook has been taking Yin to the flower garden, to the beach, to the mall, to the playland, all of which are greeted by Yin with joy. He tries to be sweet and gentle to his wife. And it seems his efforts are paying off, with Yin unconsciously often pulling his hand to take him here and there. Today is the day they visit the playland. It's late afternoon, and the last ride they want to try is the Ferris wheel. They sit together inside the gondola. Yin can't stop smiling, enjoying the beauty of this height. Jungkook, sitting in front of her, admires the beautiful figure before him. The twilight makes Yin's face even more radiant. He gently holds Yin's hand, making her slightly tense. "Yin, the first time I saw you, I fell in love with you instantly. My heart was so sure about making you my wife. That's why I requested this arranged marriage. I love you so much. I don't want to hurt you. I just want to make you happy. So don't be afraid of me anymore, okay? You already know?" "Yes, I know. I know about your trauma. I promise to take care of you and treat you well. I want to start building a proper family with you. So please, open your heart to me and start trusting me. I promise not to hurt you." Yin falls silent. her heart torn. She admits she's also fallen for the charm of Jungkook. She's just too afraid he'll be harsh like her father. But seeing Jungkook's behavior towards her these past few days makes Yin believe Jungkook isn't like her father. Jungkook's sweet and gentle demeanor makes her comfortable, and her body no longer reacts excessively when near him. Okay, I'll try to trust you. Thank you, Yin. Jungkook takes Yin's hand and kisses it. Slowly, Jungkook's body inches closer, making Yin nervous. Unconsciously, Yin closes her eyes. Jungkook stops right in front of Yin's lips, observing the beautiful face that has captured his heart. He starts pressing his lips against hers, gently sucking them, then releasing them. With no resistance, Jungkook kisses Yin's thin lips again, this time with deep and long passion. Jungkook pushes Yin's body until she's halfway reclined. The kiss grows hotter. Though still awkward, Yin manages to keep up with Jungkook's kiss. Jungkook releases their lip lock when Yin seems out of breath. Jungkook chuckles softly, seeing Yin's blushing face, looking adorable as she takes in deep breaths after their passionate kiss. He wipes Yin's lower lip before gently kissing it again. Yin, are you ready, baby? I won't force you if you're not ready to accept it. I'm trying to be ready. If we don't try, we won't know the outcome. Jungkook just gives a thin smile and then starts kissing his wife. His desire has truly accumulated. He wants to attack her right away, but he has to control himself or else Yin will get a bad impression of their first intimate moment. And yes, that night became a long and enjoyable night for them. Moans were heard echoing in the bedroom. It seems that there was no trace of Yin's trauma this time, because it's evident from her that she's truly enjoying Jungkook's action tonight.